A very good evening to our viewers. Welcome to ELITETV and you're watching Open Debate in English. I'm CHONGTHAM AMRITA and today we bring you the topic Manipur violence and the blame game. For 19 months, Manipur has been gripped by relentless violence and hostility with no resolution in sight. Instead of seeking tangible solutions, the government of India, the government of Manipur, and even the civil society organizations are now engaged in a blame game. The BJP governments at the center and the state are accused of failing to control the violence, while they shift the blame to the Congress's past policies from the previous governments. Now, the public opinion is now divided. Some fault state-level indecisiveness as the region, and others criticize some central policies. And some experts even point that the involvement of Myanmar's internal conflict and politics is now affecting this crisis. Now, a section of people even questions Manipur's merger with India has brought all of these calamities in the state, proposing a return to pre-merger status even. Now, the result is a cacophony of conflicting narratives, leaving the people of Manipur increasingly confused and without clear answers. This panel discussion today will aim to untangle these narratives and evaluate whose accountability is it to resolve this violence, and we are going to also try to explore some pathways towards some resolution. Now, let us take a moment to welcome our panelists for tonight. We have four expert, respected panelists. First panelist for tonight is Oja RINKU KHUMUKCHAM, editor, IMPHAL Times. Oja, welcome to Open Debate. Our second panelist for tonight is Advocate KOROUHANBA LUWANG, Executive Director, LHRM. Oja, welcome to Open Debate.
Thank you for inviting me.
Third panelist for tonight is Pabungpi SONAMANI, Socio-Political Commentator. Oja, welcome to Open Debate.
Thank you, Amrita, for inviting me.
Yes. And our fourth panelist for tonight is again Oja and SATYAJEET, Bureau Chief, UNI. Oja, welcome to Open Debate.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank you.
Since we have four panelists, with all due respect, I'll give 5 minutes to each of us speakers to make their points, and then we will go on from there. But first, I'll give the mic to Oja KOROUHANBA first. The thing is that I would like to go back just a few from this topic, just go back from this lens. The first thing is that there is some issues, there are some dialogues coming about saying that this is a law and order problem. Now, the thing is that if this is a law and order problem, isn't it the full responsibility of the state home ministry, including the central home ministry, to resolve this? Because if it is a law and order issue, then it is the issue of the full responsibility of the state home ministerial department as well. So do you think that are both falling short in their duties? Oja KOROUHANBA, if you can hear me, please give a sound, and if not, then I'll move on with the debate. Okay, we seem to have lost Oja KOROUHANBA for the time being. I'll move on with the debate with Oja RINKU. Oja RINKU, first of all, the same question to you. Do you think that if this is a law and order problem, it is a responsibility of the state government, the home ministry, and as well as the home ministry of the center? What do you think about that? Do you think both the home ministry is falling short in their duties?
No, I'll answer it in short.
Okay.
If it is a state law and order problem, definitely is the state authority who has to deal it. India is a federal structure. India, federalism is practiced. In the union list, there is something that the union government has to do. The concurrent list, there is the center and the state. There are some area that both can do. But if it is in the state list, it has to be, controlled by the state here. It has to be bring under control by the state authority. Mm-hmm. It is provided in the Constitution of India. So it is naturally the state government that has to control the law and order problem. If it is a law and order problem, then the center has no authority, has no, they don't have any, authority to interfere in the state law and order condition. So definitely it is the state government that has to handle it, and the center, interfering the state matter. We have already seen it, whether the Article 355 is imposed in the state or not. formally they have not announced, but we have been hearing time and again from the state government, state authority, that the 355 is imposed, and our hands are tied. These are some of the statements given by the chief minister and the others, who are critical of the government, saying that Article 355 is imposed. That is why the security that this Kuldeep Singh has been appointed as the joint chairperson of the security this group, okay, as the advisor to the CM. But when we look in a little bit deeper, you will find the appointment of the Kuldeep Singh as the security advisor to the chief minister. It is the governor of Manipur who appointed him as the security advisor. The change of the security DGP top police officer is also under the is also appointed by an order of the government of Manipur. That is the governor of Manipur appointed him as the DGP. So if we look into this, we do still exists, and it is the state government that has been appointing these personnel peoples who are suggested. But it seems like these persons are being suggested by the central government, because when we look at the convention, it is the top 3 official, among the top 3 officials, senior-most top 3 police officials, that the state government will choose one and then appoint as a DG. In this case, in our case, it doesn't happen. And the appointment of Kuldeep Singh, it may be the priority of the state government and it may be the decision of the state government to appoint, but it doesn't seem like that the way that the dissent voice coming out from even among the ruling BJP party, it seems that there is some central hand, some directives, some instruction given from the center to do this and not, and if not followed, that their position might be in danger. This might have been some kind of intimidation given to them. So naturally, the state law and order condition should be directly dealt by the state government. This is not me saying, but it is the Supreme Court of India has already mentioned in its hearing that it is the law and order problems should be dealt by the state government. So the state government has seems to have completely lost control of the law and order problem, and somehow we have been hearing certain words like hill area will be controlled by the central, and then the valley area will be controlled by the state police. These are some of the things we have heard long time back at the beginning of this crisis. So we have to, we necessarily got to understand that there is a law and problem, and the interference by the center is, there is no questions of interference by the center as long as the constitution is concerned. So if they interfere without telling, without a formal order, then definitely there is an interference by the center, and the very concept of federalism that has been practiced in the Indian state has been, completely destroyed from, as I feel. My first take will be this.
Indeed, very well said, Oja Rinku. I'll take the points that you mentioned to the next panelist, to Oja Satyajeet, that Oja has mentioned regarding that the federalism has been completely broken down. On that note, also regarding the regarding the appointment of the security advisor and the DGP from out of Manipur, and still the chief minister being in a state of a limbo as to who is still the commander of the unified command and all of that. Besides that, now Oja Rinku has highlighted that the state seems to be waiting for instructions from the center, and also we have been noticing that in fact. Now my question to you is that, Oja Satyajeet, the thing that recently the chief minister of Manipur was excluded from key events such as the swearing in ceremony of the Maharashtra BJP Chief Minister, and even though he was present in the Haryana Chief Minister's oath-taking ceremony, he was evidently and he was absent here. And also regarding the ceremony that took place in Delhi for the Ashtalakshmi Mahotsav, that is supposed to be a celebration of the culture of the 8 states of the Northeast, of which Manipur is a key part of, and also a BJP-ruled state, and why there was no representation in the state was a big question. Now, do you think that the center's this intention of sidelining the state of Manipur is also in conjunction with the chief ministers being thrown out of the unified command? And also by death note, do you think that the chief minister can say that since he is now not the chief of the unified command and he is being excluded and also waiting for instructions from the center, does this mean that he can say that there is no responsibility from his side to anyhow maintain or even control the law and order situation here? So what do you think, Oja Satyajeet?
Amrita, at the very outset, I would say that the Chief Minister of Manipur, it is a constitutional post. He is there, he is respected by the people, and he holds a constitutional post, and it is his duty to assert his role and to do what is written in the constitution. Whatever we are doing today, the administration has been run as per the constitution, and we have to follow by the book. And it is the duty and the responsibility of the Chief Minister of Manipur to do what is written in the constitution. Even if the center dictates, a chief minister should stand up and say that these issues are mine, these issues are yours, and no one should interfere in my functioning, and it is my duty to protect the people of Manipur. That is what we expect from the chief minister of Manipur. That I would firstly say that, and I think the government of India has to respect the chief minister because he represents the 35 to 40 lakh people of Manipur. The person is not important. What is important is the seat, the chair which he holds. And if you look at the developments during the last 2 years, we see that we feel, and if you look at the the happenings, what the decision the center has taken so far, it reflects a scenario where the center seems to have taken over the entire administration from the state government. If it had been a bigger state like Uttar Pradesh, then Tamil Nadu or West Bengal, they would have fought back. But Manipur is a small state. It has limited resources, and it has just 2 MPs. It has an insignificant role in the formation of the government in the center. So I think the center has given scant respect to the people of Manipur. And if you look at the developments also, for example, as you pointed out in some of the major events, like during the discussion about Manipur, the Chief Minister of Manipur was not invited. And what is important is the person is not important, as I said out. What is important is that the Chief Minister of a state is not invited, means that the entire people of Manipur, the entire citizens of this nation, their opinions are not heard by the center. The center cannot just push away a chief minister. You cannot accept a chief minister on the ground that they don't like him or her. The center has to respect every chief minister, and he or she should be given the chair they deserve. This is what we expect as the people of Manipur. And when the crisis started also, and as the crisis enveloped, and as the crisis is going on for almost 2 years, there has to be a synchronized action between the center and the state government. Both the center and the state are ruled by BJP government, and both were supposed to go in tandem. Both were supposed to help each other rather than pulling each other in a different directions. We want the government, both in the center and the state, to move in one direction. The direction should be to destroy the evil forces that are trying to disturb the tranquility, peace and development in Manipur. And if you look at the developments also, the agenda of those who are trying to disturb the peace and tranquility of Manipur, their actions have resulted in drastic the downslide of our economy. Internet was suspended for repeated times. today. Very fortunately, it was restored today. So if you look at the developments, the people who have been suffering are the citizens of this state, and everything seems to be manipulated by people who are coming from a different country, that is Myanmar. Because if you look at the narratives also, the 10 MLAs who represent the Kuki community, they said that they will take their decision, their action as taken by the those who are in suspension of operation. But these people, those who have taken arms, they are involved in killing people. They have been, the NIA has given data has revealed that they are involved in killing people in Jiribam and other places also. And their leaders are not from India. They are from the Myanmar citizens. So we are saying that people from Myanmar, there is a coup in Myanmar, and we are saying that people from Myanmar have done a coup in Manipur, and it has affected the full politics of the region. And if you look at the developments during the last several months also, if you look at the developments during the last few days regarding the cultural event during the in Ashtalakshmi event, which you asked in New Delhi, it was a 3-day event, and we had the Hornbill Festival in our neighboring state. And we have lots of opportunities. As you understand that we were not able to organize the tourism festival, the international polo event. People of Manipur are suffering because of the actions of the militants, of the terrorists. Some call them as narco-terrorists. I think this is the perfect time to launch a surgical strike against these people who are disturbing peace and tranquility in the state. And the center also, I think it should stop acting childish in a childish manner. Because it cannot just say that he or she doesn't like the chief minister, so he is not invited to a function. He or she may not like him or her, but he is the chief minister of it. He has to be respected, the chair has to be respected. So I think the center and the state should go together, working together, and they should wash away the militants, and they should restore peace and normalcy in Manipur. Thank you, Amrita.
Very good points. Now, since Oja KOROUHANBA has also joined us, I'd like to take this to Oja KOROUHANBA first before going to Pong Sonamani. So, Oja, my question is that before we have been discussing that regarding the blame game, and also whose responsibility is it truly to control this violence and also resolve this. Now, the thing is that before the last year when the violence started, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he said that the reason for the cause of this violence is the High Court order of Manipur that was the reason that broke out, then make this violence to break out. And also just a moments later, he also shifted his statement. He said that the reason for this violence is again the illegal armed Kuki militants coming in from Myanmar. So that will be the reason for this violence in Manipur. And again, he also said some months later, he said that because there is some trust deficit between the Kukis and the Métis, and hence this violence has broken out. So my question to you is that, do you think that the Union Home Minister has no clue of why and how this violence has broken out? And since they don't know the root cause, they have no tools or even a roadmap to resolve this issue, and now still continuing to blame game, play the blame game of party politics and all of that. Oja, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the matter of Manipur, since the violence has been erupted since May 3rd of 2023. The government of India has not been taking any initiative to control over this violence. And they have been giving many different narratives regarding our violence. Sometimes, as you said, it was erupted by the judgment ordered by the Honorable High Court of Manipur, and to include the Métis people as a scheduled tribe in the list of the scheduled tribe list, and then some other narratives also. Then, as you mentioned here, some Kuki militants, those who are coming from Myanmar and other part of the neighboring countries like Bangladesh and some other part also maybe. But this also another narratives which is not true, or it is not a correct narratives which has been given by the central leader. For example, the Amit Shah and some other leader also, then even the Army General, the Chief of Army Staff also said the wrong narratives regarding our violence. So this is very unfortunate moment, and this is very predicted one, which the people of Manipur want to see, and the people want to have the tranquility or peace in our state Manipur. But this is the sole responsible of the government of India and the leaders of the central government. That is Amit Shah and there is the Prime Minister of India, then President of India, and the Governor of the state of Manipur, and the Chief Minister of the state Manipur. So this is for the duties of the state to protect the people and the lives of the people, and to protect the property, lives and properties of the people of the state. And they are not thinking seriously about the prevention and protection of these people, and prevention of this violence, and protection of the people. Say they are thinking only just like the blame game, just as you mentioned, and other my co-panelists, respected panelists, told already. So this is the true story that which we have to mention, we have to narrate, to hear the people of the nation or leaders of the central government and other leaders or the people of the world. That is why to correction and to correct and to verify the statement given by all the central leader and other militants groups and any other militant in our state. Mainly, especially in the hill areas, there is no any law and order situation maintaining by the state government. This is it is due to the influence of the government of India. It is very true one, because all the law and order situation are being failed in our state Manipur because of the influence of the central government. This is the fact that no one is interested to prevent and protect the people of the state. They are simply looking and they are simply watching the situation of Manipur, and they are not thinking, they are not having any roadmap to restore the peace and the normalcy in our state Manipur. So we have the people condemn it, and our people, the innocent people, are being suffered by this violence since the last about 2 years. This is not the nature of human being. So it should be taught by the mainland Indian leaders and the people of the nation. And all the people should condemn, all the citizens of India should condemn it against the government of India and the government of Manipur on other those who are involving in this violence, Kuki militants, then other militants, those who are holding sophisticated weapons and attacking to the innocent people in our state since the last 2 years, about 2 years. So this is it shows that the government of India and other government of Manipur are not coordinated to each other for initiating any kinds of any sort of preventing measures or any sort of controlling measure, and by using the huge number of army deployed in our state Manipur, and more than 80,000 people, personnel of the armed personnel are being deployed in our state Manipur, but they are not exercising their duties in our state Manipur. So that's why our people should have understood what about the situation is coming, and in the next future also, in near future also, we don't expect from the leaders of the central government, and then they will not have any initiative to protect the people of the state. So we have to we have to protect ourselves And we have to demand to the central government, and we have to notice to the people of the world, which the government of India is being done in our state, Manipur, and they don't have very interested mind to prevent this situation. Then day by day, the violation may be escalated from time to time due to the negligence of the central government. So, up to this, I would like to conclude here for my first round. Then we join in the second round.
Yes, indeed, Ajay. I'll come back to you again in the next round. Now, as moving on with this debate, I'll come to Ajay SONAMANI, that as we've been talking about how the centre's motives and activities recently seem to sideline the Manipur state, do you think that this also signals centre's motives that they want to wash their hands of the Manipur matter entirely and dump it completely on the state government? SONAMANI, what do you think this is how it's going to be, that the centre will now completely take a blind eye, turn a blind eye on this matter, and then just give it all to and leave this whole responsibility to the state government? What do you think?
Yes, good evening to AMRITA, and thanks to ELITETV and my three colleagues, my panelists. My regards to you and the worldwide who are watching. I bow my head to you. I really feel that I'm not an Indian today, because as I'm being made and as I'm being annihilated from the Indian citizenship, from the nasty behavior, unbecoming behavior of the government of India. My friends, they have already highlighted. Let me also give a little add on this. 355 article, why they had to hide and play the game of 355 article when they imposed it, okay? 355 article, this is the first symptom, or this is the first step for the president rule. Why not they have pronounced that president rule is being imposed? If they have imposed the 355 article, which they were so much reluctant, had not the Honorable Chief Minister very proudly and very emboldenedly, he said that 355 article is being imposed, that's why my hands are tied. Thank you, and the Honorable Chief Minister, at least you have very profoundly, you have spelled out. Now that 355 article is imposed means there is no doubt at all that 352 article may not apply it. 352 article followed by the 356 article, why not they have totally imposed the president rule? Mind you, Government of India, we were a nation like you, at least for me, Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Home Minister. I have my due regards for your chair. But let me remind you, I'm very much senior to you. You were born after the independence, and I was born before the independence. Manipur was a sovereign country, mind you. Today's whatever the incidents unbecoming and obnoxious and despicable behavior is being meted out, nobody else. This is by the government of India. That we have been hearing it, that Chief Minister, you look after the valley area, let me handle the hill area. What does it mean? We do not know exactly. There is no any that in writing or in written any order that pass on, maybe the orally, but today the same things are happening yet. Are you still not aware? All the government of the central government agencies they are round the clock. They're like a drone. They're moving around every moment. I'm fully aware about the IBs and about the SIBs and about the special bureau. I got a very, very close proximity of all big people, the RP Joshi, like Samuel Dutta, like the Mr. P, what is called, the so many, the Mr. J.B. Shute and others, Mr. N. Padhi, all this, the DIBs, all these big people. I was very close with them. I'm little worried. I'm just surprising you, the SIBs, all the big shots and IBs and the special bureau, you are camping here. I'm just surprising you. I'm very much worried. What the government of India, you want us to do and what you are doing now. Are you still not clear that who all this taken this kind of an genocide on this the Manipur people? Who are the original people? Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Home Minister, or the government of India, let me say government of India. I do not know about the Mr. Modi, who is the Prime Minister or who is the Honorable Minister. No, that is their own way. Let me apprise to the government of India. How do you treat us? Let me cite an example. You feel that Manipur, the governments, Manipuri peoples we are very low and we have no the courage to face the government of India. You are wrong, sir. We were forced to merge with you. That's what my predecessors, my parents, they have conveyed to us. This is the first the step that why you force us to join in the government of India. But we wanted to, okay, fine. We are either in the quiets or in the force or deliberately, or the Bodhichandra Maharaj, she was forced to sign. That's what we know it, people talk it, and we join it. How you are treated differently today? Now let me apprise to you. Government of India, are you not aware how the High Court of the West Bengal is surrendered to the government of India? I am quoting the High Court of the West Bengal. West Bengal, the High Court has appealed to the National Human Rights Commission. Since the government of West Bengal is not cooperating, is not at all giving the appropriate answers and appropriate reply and appropriate action is not taken. West Bengal, government of India, can you deny? This is the statement of one of the national media quoting that the government, the High Court of the government of, High Court of the West Bengal is totally, their hands are tied, so they are forced to appeal to the Human Rights Commission. Come forward and say that you tell us to do. What action government of India that you were taking on the West Bengal Chief Minister? Dr. Bose, the governor, he himself, he has spelled out that I have seen it. No, West Bengal should be imposed by president rule. Who has appointed government of India this president rule, Dr. Bose? He may be from Kerala or he may be from Tamil Nadu. We are not audited. He is a governor. He himself says that this is the right time and this is the right moment for the impositions of the government, the president rule in the government in West Bengal. What action is there? Now, some of my friends have quoted former Chief Justice about their directions or about their desire to the Manipur government about the schedule trap. High Court never said that you do this. The High Court has no any authority to order such kind of their decisions or their desire or their verdict. High Court is conveyed to the Manipur government. If you feel that you examine it, if you feel that you can forward it. On the basis of this, Manipur government, did she do? No, she didn't do it. Manipur government will not do. I know. Previous government also did not do that. We knew it. They closed their eyes. Manipur government, you are also biased on Manipuri. I said that Manipur government, you are also biased to Manipuris. Why? So High Court did not impose, and High Court cannot impose such kind of the armies, what's called the generals rule. No, this is a democracy. This has been wrongly. This has been fake narrative. Even the national media, you are aware of it. So just as the Shiva Chandrachud, how he said that, how he set free that our Shima Mustafa, then maybe the Sima Guho and Mr. Ranjan. He mentioned Shiva Chandrachud, Chief Justice, he said very clearly, if any medias had there been committed some mistakes or some wrong and some concocted stories, if they happen to highlight it, should we go and arrest them every day? How many thousands of these reporters be punished? So I cannot it. So they are all set free. This is called the government of India. Can the Chief Justice, the former D.Y.C. Chandrachud, my most respected and admired Shiva Chandrachud, the former Chief Justice, sir, what you have done it, you know it. But this is what the thing. So in nutshell, I say that, Ms. Amrita, this is being today's that the genocide. I said this genocide is being behind the government of India apparently. My friend, the advocate, the KOROUHANBA said that armies, the general, wow, what wonderful, armies general, who were always, we expected and they behaved earlier, they are free from their distance from any playing politics. They how
Isn't it? On
profoundly,
that
how
note, I'll come
emboldenedly
back to you
said
again,
that
Pabung.
no
Now, I'd like to
drone,
take
no,
that point to
no.
across to our other panelists again. Also, I come back to you again. You mentioned about the General Dwivedi mentioning regarding Manipur, so I'll take that to our first panelist once more. Coming back to you, Rinku, the thing mentioned about the General, Chief of Army Staff General Dwivedi, he said that the war in Manipur is in fact just a war of narratives, and also his statement dismissing that there was any kind of an evidence for drone bombing has now been contradicted by the investigation of the NIA. So why would someone of his stature, someone who is the Chief of Army Staff, make such a hasty statement regarding Manipur when evidence was all there? Because what his statement, whatever he speaks, it reflects the minds of the Defense Ministry and by extension, the minds of the central government as a whole. So why would the Chief of Army Staff make such a statement, which is now completely contradicted by the NIA investigation? Do you think that by that, do you think that it reflects the intention of the center to just shift away from the responsibility of this violence? Rinku, what do you think?
Definitely, the army chief was here in Manipur when, it was at the time that when he spoke, he was already retired, I think, that he was here as a DGAR. I suppose you're talking about a person who was here as a DGAR, and then he left, and then he was substituted by someone, replaced by some other person. After retirement, he talked to some of the media persons and said that there was no drone bombing here. When the police here found the evidence that there were drone bombing, militants attack, killing a woman, 35, 34 years old woman there, and attack, these are the concrete evidence, and the police have also all recorded this. The case has been handed over to the NIA, and the NIA has, evidence of militants using drone bomb. They are trying to, mislead shift the narrative of this, the militant attack. They are trying to focus this, put this, crisis as ethnic crisis in a sense that a community rioting in such a way that they are, this is only a riot between two communities. This is what they want to prove. But the real thing is that we have seen the militants using sophisticated weapons, killing women and children who are, after being kept as hostages at Jiribam. We have noticed that. And we have noticed the militants killed by in encounter having sophisticated weapons like AK-57 or whatever it may be. It was not a double barrel license gun or any of such things. So the army chief, he is a retired army, and then he want to shift this narratives of the militant attacking the civilian villages to another theory that it is a ethnic riot or the fight between two communities. This is the narrative they want to show. In reality, when we look a little bit closer, that you will definitely find that this is a war between some instigated by the so-called narco-terrorists. We have been using this word, and then we have also time and again proved that this crisis is related with the narco-terrorist activities and their instigations and the poppy plantations and so and so. So the retired Justice Siddharth Mirdul in an interview has also already stated that Manipur's issues is not because of the High Court order on ruling or order on ST status and so on. It is just it's a sparking point where they take the privilege of striking to the government under the instigation of some people who are coming from outside. So when I mention some people coming from outside, it is from the Myanmarese region. It is not me saying. It is the Chief Minister of Manipur saying that the people who are coming from Myanmar, they have established a gang here, a armed gang here, and then they signed suspension of operation with the government of India and Manipur, and then these two people are from outside India, and then it shows that there is an interference from outside this country, that is Myanmar. So if it is from, there are some elements from Myanmar who interfere to the internal affairs of Manipur and then who want to disrupt the tranquility here in the state of Manipur, then it definitely is a serious issue. And at this point of time, what the Manipur government should have done is that they should have ultimately taken up some measures to deport these foreigners under Foreigners Act. He already told that India government, the Ministry of Home Affairs has permitted the Manipur government to arrest, to detain, and to deport the Myanmarese illegal immigrants from the state of Manipur outside to their places. This was his statement, and then I reminded this statement because he already told the two person who is holding a top rank in two of the gangster, I'll call them the gangster. They are terrorists, and then they don't. They are fighting for, you know. They are not fighting against the Indian army. They are not fighting for a you know, they don't even have a boundary of their own in the Indian nations. You know, they claim they are fabricating stories, histories, and then trying to build up another theory of to try to get a place for their settlement here. These two people, he already said that they are from outside his state, and why not? He had the guts to arrest them and then to send them back to their respective area. So the Chief Minister of Manipur has said a lot. It is all correct. It is all, there is nothing wrong at all when he said that there are illegal migrants who are affecting this, who are instigating this crisis in the state of Manipur. It is not only him. The Home Minister himself, when he talked to the Parliament, have stated that illegal immigrants is also one of the factors that is the root of the crisis. So I wonder is, what I am feeling at present is when Chief Minister N. Biren Singh came back last year and then said that the portion of the hill area will be handed over, controlled by the central government, and portion of these plain people will be controlled by Manipur police. I feel a little bit funny in that. Reminding, I remember in that case, you know, you might be listening, you might be, you know, hearing Mahabharata. I'm a Hindu, so I used to recall the story of Mahabharata when Sri Krishna played a role that he sided with Pandava without without using any force. He cannot be in an army in the Pandava also, but still then he given out all his army to the Kauravas. You know, that fight. It seems like that because, you know, when you actually look at the story of the Mahabharata, there is also a story. Sri Krishna's sons married Draupadi's Duryodhana. They have a close relation also. So it seems like Mr. Amit Shah, who seems to be in charge of Manipur, is playing some kind of game to actually divide Manipur into some 2 or 3 pieces because they need this. They need to divide Manipur, and they are playing game with the shrewd game with the Chief Minister and the people of Manipur. You know, we have been seeing this, and you know, and besides knowing all this fact, besides knowing that the Chief Minister has been held captive, like, you know, tying his hand without allowing him to do anything. You know, they can't talk. They never spell out anything. They cannot conduct any operation inside the territory. They cannot allow this the 2 highway free movement for all these people. When we talk about the law and order condition, that our rights provided, fundamental rights provided under the Constitution of India, we have been, you know, deprived of all the rights provided in the Constitution of India. Tomorrow, we are celebrating the International Human Rights Day. What is International Human Rights Day for? How is the government of Manipur going to celebrate the International Human Rights Day? How is India going to celebrate Human Rights Day when a section of its people are deprived of the rights provided guaranteed to us under the Constitution of India? Forget about the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. you know, this is the real condition here we are facing. And then, you know, the actual game plan is being played from the center, and the mission is nothing but never seem to be direct bifurcation of Manipur into 2 or 3 areas, so that they can conduct any kind of exploration. For example, oil exploration, they can conduct here freely. Oil exploration, we have been, you know, people of the Manipur as collective, we have been opposing it, because knowing the fact that if extraction is going on, large people of indigenous people, you know, indigenous communities of Manipur may be displaced from the area. On that ground, we have been argumenting, we have been opposing the exploitation of our natural resources, and so. So this kind of things, like the plantation of palm oil tree, everyone knows that after 35 years of palm oil tree plantation, the place itself become barren, and it become desert in 35 years. This has been known, and this has been happened in many parts of Malaysia and Southeast Asia, and even many have stopped this kind of things. And this kind of plantation, which were not supposed to be done here in the state of Manipur, we have been opposing this. Many opposition comes up from the state of Manipur, Manipuri people, as we love our place and we don't want our indigenous people to be extinct. However, there seems to be a big, plan by this big shot sitting in the Delhi, thinking them that they can easily play the game of Mahabharata here in the state of Manipur and then bifurcate it, so that they can easily exercise their, every desires of exploiting our natural resources, or either planting palm tree or so and so. They can do anything. This is their main motive. So the real motive that they may have been taking is this division of Manipur, already divided. Manipur in reality is already divided. When this has been even accepted by the Chief Minister of India, the Chief Minister of Manipur.
Yes, in
when
fact.
he called
Yes,
his all-party meeting on November 18, he did not invite the 7 BJP MLA who has been voicing against him, who has been supporting the movement crisis there. If he did not invite them, even though there might be crisis in between them, he did not invite them, does it not prove that these MLAs areas have been segregated from the part of Manipur? Is he trying to prove by not inviting these 7 BJP MLA at least, because they are saying that it is the ruling party meeting he being condemning there on November 18. So there are cases that we feel that Manipur has been divided, and the real intention of the central government is to divide Manipur into pieces, so that we could be used, or land could be used at any time, at any moment, and the people's resistance can be controlled, suppressed. That might be their own, thinking. So that may be the reason that they don't find any roadmap for ending this solution. Till now, after 19 months of this crisis, none of the government authority has even prepared a roadmap for ending this solution. Not even a political dialogue they have started. So, to me, in conclusion, I would like to say that this is a pre-planned. This crisis seems to be a very pre-planned attack, additionally orchestrated by some central authorities while trying to use these cookie militants who never fire upon the Indian army.
Very interesting point, and many key points you have brought up there, RINKU, and a lot of them very important to discuss. I think you're right regarding the statement made by the Chief Minister that the hill will be governed by the Home Ministry, by the Home Minister, and the valley will be governed by him. So in fact, I think you may be right, and that in fact still causes some apprehensions among a lot of people, saying that may have been the first day when Manipur have been divided unofficially, and that could be the reason why the violence has still not stopped till now. I think you raised so many questions. Now I'd like to take a few of them to Oja Satyajeet once again. Oja Satyajeet, we have heard RINKU raise a lot of issues, and also regarding shifting blame games and all of that. There is a key point that the Central Ministry is repetitively saying that there are some foreign hands at play in the Manipur violence. So by quoting foreign hands, putting aside the hands of Myanmar, putting aside the conflict that's happening in Myanmar, what other foreign hands could be at play inside of Manipur? Of course, there is a concerted effort to raise or even carve out a Christian nation across the northeast, including Bangladesh and then Myanmar. But could that itself amount to such heavy, tragic violence in Manipur? Do you think that what RINKU has mentioned, that there is plans to plant all of these palm oil trees or even all of these cultivations and make the land deserted? Do you think that all of this also has some contribution or some factors in this violence, or truly the theory, or even do you think that the theory about a foreign hand at play in Manipur is credible?
Amrita, I would say that I agree to what most of the speakers say, and I would say that prior to the 19th century, the indigenous people were living, in a very harmonious manner, and there was complete stability, political, economic, social. There was complete stability, but after 1949, there has been some changes, and from slowly we have seen a migration of people, and their way of life, their activities, it was welcomed by the people of Manipur, and they till very recent times also they were welcome and they were given home and land. But the problem is we see when the Britishers left us, they left some divisions also, and they left some problems also. And when India inherited from the British Empire the region, I think the government of India has not been very sincere, and also it has not done much. Rather than dividing the people of the region on various issues, like giving some status to somebody, then giving some name, some ethnicity to some person, and giving weightage to some person, and dividing the people, I think that it has done exactly what the Britishers did to the just the Hindu Muslim classes, dividing the Hindus and Muslims during the British era. I think the government of India has not done much to erase the problems and to solve the problems, to help the people grow in a very positive manner. And if you look at a foreign angle, if you analyze the resurgence or the Kuki movement, when the government of Manipur and the central government signed the agreement, there was just 19 organizations. But why did it increase? It increased to 25 militant organizations, and their cadres also, it kept on increasing. The sole motto of signing an agreement is to reduce their cadres, to bring them under to a proper administration, to bring them to the mainstream. But I think increasing the number of insurgent groups from 19 to 25 who signed the suspension of operations, and about 50 Kuki militant groups, they also emerged. It means that there was a upward train of Kuki insurgency or Kuli extortion movement who wanted to extort money. Their sole agenda was to extort money from the national highways and to legitimize their agenda. And if you look at another issue also, we are spending huge amounts on these Kuki militants because we are giving a stipend of 6,000 rupees to each of them. And if you calculate the cadres, as per the recent government data, there are about 2,181 Kuki militants who are under suspension operations. And if you calculate the money, it comes to around 15 to 16 crores every year. That means we are giving away our people's taxpayers' money to fit these people, to evil people who are trying to destroy the region. And their leaders are basically, as we have all pointed out, as the whole world knows, they are from Myanmar. So I think there must be some angle. I am not sure about the international angles, and I am not competent to know exactly what the United States or what other nations are doing, because I am not privy to the lots of documents. But what we analyze is what we see on the ground, and what we see on the ground is feel that there is a strong undercurrent to disturb the nation by forming a Christian nation. We have nothing against Christianity. We love Christians, but destroying the nation in the name of a religion, it is anti-national, and we should it is seditious, and we should act in a very firm manner. Those who are trying to destroy the nation, just like we have seen in Bangladesh, but we saw the maturity of the people of Bangladesh, that they resolve in a very fast manner. But here the dilemma is we allowed those evildoers to continue to attacking the people of Manipur for such a long time now, almost 2 years now. I think the time has come for all of us to come together, to work together, whether politicians, but ruling and opposition, the civil society, students, women. We all should come together, and we should identify who our enemies are, and we should evolve a roadmap through which we can cure the disease. Curing the disease means in very harsh words, eliminating the terrorists, and in very soft words, sanitizing the areas. I think this we have to do. Otherwise, Amrita, we shall be in peril, and we are already going through a crisis where we are at loss everywhere: economic, tourism, education, social factor, health factor, everything we are going downwards, and it will go in the long run. The people of Manipur will suffer. I think this is a time to strike, Amrita. Thank you.
Very good point, Soja. Now, moving on with this debate, we have still remaining 2 speakers, so I'd like to give equal time to both. Soja, KOROUHANBA, please keep it under about 5 minutes, because we also have another speaker waiting to speak after you. So the thing is that the BJP has been blaming the Congress for signing the suspension of operations agreement with these Kuki private armies allegedly having links with drug lords. Now, do you think that just blaming by the Congress for signing the SOCIO or operations is enough to not strike against them? Because now we have seen that the Manipur state government has already withdrawn from this tripartite agreement of the SOCIO of the suspension of operations. Now, by saying that the Manipur government has already withdrawn, do you think that the SOCIO agreement has now failed? And how valid is this point made by the BJP, saying that by blaming the Congress once again and trying to shift the blame away from themselves? What do you think, Oja KOROUHANBA? Please give it another 5 minutes.
Yes. The BJP is blaming to the Congress party because of the Congress party has started the suspension operation with the Kuki military without the consent of the state government. In the year 2005, the suspension operation was signed between the Kuki militant and government of India, that is the army. And then BJP also said again that was started by the Congress party, that is the INC in our state Manipur. And then Congress party also blamed to the BJP. And again, I want to mention here again also, in 2008, the SOCIO was also signed by the three, that is the tripartite, government of Manipur and government of India and Kuki militants. So the number of Kuki militants, that is the underground outfit, was around 25. And nowadays this is 45, 50, like this, so people knows it. And then again the BJP blamed to the Congress again and again. But why they are blaming to the Congress? They know that the agreement was started and signed by the Congress party during the regime of the Congress government. And why they don't stop it? I'm asking to the government of India, that is the BJP-led government. If you know about the fact of the agreement, and if you want to stop the SOCIO agreement with the Kuki militants, and why they don't stop, and why they don't say agree to continue. And they have been continuing since the year 2008. Why they are continuing this one, and why they are blaming it again to the Congress party? It should not be blame game. It should not blame to others. They have to blame themselves. They have to blame themselves because they are extending this ceasefire agreement between Kuki militants and government of India, and then Manipur government already withdrawn from the say agreement, but say the central government is still in the agreement. Why? Why they are continuing this agreement? This is the blame game. They are doing this blame game, and it is known by all the people of Manipur, all the citizens of India. But some agenda, the hidden agenda is created, and hidden agenda is keeping behind this violence. So they are telling like this, and then BJP has to blame themselves. And if they don't want to continue this agreement, they have to stop from this moment. It will give the example that the BJP is not interested to extend this ceasefire agreement or the SOCIO agreement between the Kuki militants. They have to prove it, that they are not interested to extend this ceasefire agreement or the SOCIO agreement between Kuki militants. But still they are keeping it silent. Whether it may be continued or whether it may be extended or not, we can't understand. What is this? What is this situation happening in our state? Though they are extending the ceasefire or not, we don't know. And then they are blaming to the Congress again and again. But in the case of fake encounter, 1,528 people, there is innocent people had been killed by the fake encounter. There is extrajudicial killing. But in that case also, they are blaming to the Congress. During the regime of the Congress, they have been killing such type of huge number of people by the fake encounter. But they don't give the prosecution sanction to hear in the court. Why they don't blame themselves? They are blaming to other Congress and other previous government. They are not blaming to them. So this is the fact that they are dividing our people, they are discriminating our people, they are oppressing. They have been oppressing since the annexation of Manipur 1949 till today. They are doing such type of blame game and other things. Only this thing what we are mentioning here, they are doing all these things, but they must not blame to other. They have to blame themselves because of they are not interested to prevent this situation, and they have not any interest to protect the people of Manipur. They are not interested to have an equivalent status.
Indeed, yes.
Of the people,
well said, Ojai. Yes.
Citizen between Manipur citizen.
Indeed, Ojai. Yes, well said. Yes, Ojai, I have to cut you short because I'd like to move on to Pabung Sonamani again, since time has come almost to an end. So, Pabung Sonamani, my question to you is that since amid all this blame game from center to state, state to center, from CSOs to governments, and even from party politics, across all of this, the voices of the ordinary people seems to be lost. So, what mechanisms can we take to amplify the voices of the people, that they are heard and the desires and the demands of the people are met? Oja, this is the last section. We have just 5 minutes to wrap up this program. Oja, give us your thoughts.
You see, Amrita, when the house is burning, who is responsible it? My father, he is being the guardian. When he is not bothered, so we are in fighting it. Government of India, she should come straightforward. No, this is right, this is wrong. She has given the free rope to the terrorist people. So definitely we have a reason. There is a very plausible explanation from my side to charge Government of India. She is solely responsible. My friend Mr. RINKU, he had highlighted about the Army's LA's involvement or their statement. Army's chief, he was in tour when he took over, although he was in a short period, just to familiarization. But I believe, as far as my knowledge goes, that he was not retired for when he had given such statement. Anyway, Mr. PC, this Nair fellow, this Lieutenant General, what is called the Assam Rifle Director General, then the Army General, we had very high regard about the Army. Unfortunately, they are also very fond of, or no, naturally they are very fond of to involve in the politics. Since the Government of India has given a free rope, that is their own concern. I must say very frankly, India government, you are biased. So armies people, they are not performing their duty, paramilitary forces. You bring it more than the, you see, 10 lakhs armies, and for whom? Is it not because that you wanted to kill every, or you wanted to eliminate all these, the Manipuri people? You have a sole intention, government of India, according to me, you want to balkanize it, the Manipur into few pieces. Don't do it. Our government, head of the government, Mr. Biren, you like it or not, many of my colleagues said that he is the head of the government. He has every right, that he is in your parties, the leader too. He has not been given the free rope. As in the chief minister, why did you seize his power? Do you have any courage to seize power of the Nagaland? The chief minister, do you have any courage to say or pass any remark about the Laldoma? Who has said that? Who said that? Who claimed in the US that they wanted to have a separate country? The chopping the hands from Manipur, cutting the body from other states. This kind of such obnoxious and despicable statement given India government. You remain silent. Why you want to destroy the Manipuri community? Why you wanted to completely tarnish the image of the entire Manipuri society? Why? Why you wanted to eliminate it? Why, Bharat Sarkar? You are solely responsible. Do not do about the blame game. About the INDIA group in Manipur or in Delhi or elsewhere, let us not try to play the game, throw the blame on others. Bharat Sarkar, in your recent Bharat Nyay Sanghita, there is a word called the common intention, Bharat Sarkar. Whatever you are involving it behind the screen, this Bharat Sarkar, the common intention, you are also being, you are punishable, you are also being guilty. Because in front of you that we are being got killed, you are the guardian of the law. When you have already tightened the hands of the Manipur chief minister, while he has been made, while he has been handcuffed, what he could do it. Because you said that, bhai aap Manipuri ko dekho, hum jara heel walon ko hum dekhte bahut अच्छे हैं. आपके हिल वालों को आपने बंदूक जितने सस्पेंसर ऑपरेशन you have given a free rope. My friend has said that hundreds and thousands. You said that the foreign hand might have been involved. Then what is your duty, Bharat Sarkar? You chop the hands of those the foreign people who are trying to intrude and who have already intruded and who have already completely destroyed. Now, finally, I appeal to two of my the most honorable MPs, Mr. Bimal and Mr. Alfred. Let me cite an example with a few seconds. Let me conclude it. Manipur is being completely balkanized. There is a one MP, member of the House of Commons in Canada, Mr. Chandra Arya. He is alone. Who has, who has brought up, who has opposed the Khalistans, about the 28 members of the Khalistanis, the Sardars, their MPs in the House of Commons in Canada, who wanted to pass the House and convey to the government Indira Gandhi's 1984 that issue 6 were being genocide, that word. Only one MP, Mr. Bimal and Mr. Alfred, my honorable MPs, my brothers. Let me just bring it to your kind attention. You must be knowing better. Only by one MP out of 338 MPs in the House of Commons, he could block so as such the police, what is called the Palestinian, their mouth is shut. So House of Commons could not pass it, and hopefully in the future, genocide, that word will not come again. In Manipur, what is happening today? Both my MPs, you forget about the chief minister, you forget about other paraphernalia, those who are ministers or the INDIA or the BJP and others. Please take it up, this issue. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, please pardon me, but definitely I brought to your knowledge. You may go, you may try to bring it up, this issue in the parliament itself, rather than, so only by one MP could block that too, Chandra Arya, from Indian born and the Canada citizen. You are a Manipur citizen. You are you are the honorable MPs. Why not this Manipur situation? Why not Mr. Alfred? Why not Mr. Bimal? That you will be kind enough that take this matter in a war footing manner. We are totally handicapped. Blame game among the party BJP too. BJP, Elite and the friends other. Don't throw the mud slinging game at this juncture. I do not know Mr. Biren in person. He is a chief minister, I regard. I must agree it, then who will run this show today? The government of India is a bias. 355 article itself is this is an interference in the administrations of the Manipur or of any state. As I said, can the government of India can interfere in Nagaland? Can the Manipur government, the India government can say a word to the Mr. Laldoma, this fellow chief minister? And can the government of India, you say a word to the Miss Mamata Banerjee? As I said, the even High Court surrendered. Bangladesh कोई cooperation नहीं कर, sorry, the West Bengal, Paschim Bengal कोई cooperation नहीं कर रहे हैं. आप ये National Human Rights Commission, आप हमें मदद करो, हम कुछ करें.
In
Then
fact,
what will happen
yes,
is
very
government
well
of India.
said, Pawang. Yes, very well said. How that we don't see the central ministry interfering in the state politics of other states, then why they do it in Manipur? In fact, very good point to close this program. So I think to wrap up, I think our speakers have just highlighted and implied that it is now essential and very high time to move beyond the blame game and focus on accountability, and also provide actionable steps and a roadmap to in fact resolve this crisis and unite the state of Manipur. On that note, I'd like to thank our panelists once again for joining us, Pawangpi SONAMANI and SATYAJEET, RINKU KHUMUKCHAM, all of you, and even Advocate KOROUHANBA for joining us and giving us your thoughts and your time. Thank you all once again. I would also like to thank our viewers for tuning in. We will be back again next Monday with more exciting topics. Until then, this is Amrita signing off. Have a good night.